Welcome Meenal again, an engineer with 15 plus years in tech, spanning India and Silicon Valley. Currently founder, CEO at Mind Inc. She's passionate about simplifying technology, building teams, and embracing new challenges. She enjoys running, the outdoors, music, singing, and dancing. Hello, Meenal.
Hi, Sanjana. Nice
Welcome
to see you.
back.
Thank you.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, same here.
And we've known each other for some time now, and I know that you run.
Yes.
I didn't know about that, but I knew a little bit. But I didn't know that you were such into running.
Passionately into running.
Has it always been your passion?
Not really. So it's you know that I moved to the US 10 years ago. It was only after coming to the US. I think one and a half to 2 years once. Now it's been a while. I think 7-8 years since I've been running.
Okay.
But I took it up only after coming to the US.
So how much do you run? And how often do you run?
5 days a week at least. Yeah, I try to do 5 days a week, and I have regular runs 4 days are regular runs. So which will be a couple of easy runs, a few training runs.
Which is how many miles? What is easy run for you? I think may not be easy for me.
Yeah, 5 to 6 miles.
Oh wow!
Yeah, whenever I do, I prefer to do at least 5 miles. 6 is ideal because I live.
So run it you're actually running.
Yes. I'll stop only if there's a traffic sign or something,
How fast? Is there a speed?
You shouldn't ask runner because what is fast for me might be too slow for somebody else.
Let's say if a residential area, a car is driving 25 miles. Are you in the same speed?
Yeah, 6. No, obviously not. Come on.
I thought maybe
I would be at the Olympics now. Otherwise. No, it's about 6 miles per hour is my easy run. But I do faster runs than that because for training you do interval runs where you're running very fast in short bursts, then taking a break, a rest period, and then run fast again. So that trains you have your physiological training, and then you have your aerobic training. So you have to train your heart plus you have to train your body to run faster. So the easy runs help your body adjust to longer periods. I'm a distance runner. I don't do.
So what motivated you? All of a sudden, I'm going to start running from tomorrow.
Yeah. So I if we've all grown up in India, and we know that only important thing was studies, right? Yeah. Especially girls. So I barely played any sports while growing up. Maximum, evening games and all. Even for PT, right? It was called physical training in India. Like PE here. That would also mean just a few exercises, one round, and the boys might play cricket or something. Yeah. I just remember only once or twice that we would have played, say, basketball or
throw ball or something.
Yeah. Cricket also we've done. Kho-Kho used to be popular. That's about it, right? In college also we had 1 year of mandatory. That time I know I learned a little bit of tennis, and but course load was so high that, and it was never given importance, right? Yeah. It was studies were the most important thing. But after I started working, then I felt, already I think fitness, and I did put on a little bit weight. That was my starting. But then after that, I was always doing something or the other. So either I would go to aerobic classes or do some, spinning classes, cycling classes somewhere. And I've also learned intensive dance for some time to just, I loved dance, plus it was helping me stay fit.
Okay.
Running, I did think because I think we had started hearing about marathons and thing.
Yeah.
So it caught my attention while in India, and I thought, oh, I should do this sometime,
Yeah.
Then, because you hear about it, that there's runners high, people love running. It wasn't still so popular in India, and I really don't know how I would have managed to do it in India in any case,
Yeah.
there's not too many, sidewalks or even
Yeah.
safety-wise,
Yeah.
whether it would be safe. But when I got here, I was again, I was staying fit, and then one fine day I tried running on the treadmill. That I found extremely hard.
Okay.
But that was, in hindsight, it was probably because I tried to run too fast.
Okay.
Because if you run too fast, you're going to get exhausted in no
Yeah.
time, and then you'll say, oh, I can't do this. But because it's such a beautiful place,
Yeah.
it's safe on the roads. I just one day, in the morning, I was about to go to the gym, and I said, why don't I just try run on the road?
Okay.
And I just ran, and I could run for 2.5 miles. I said, oh, I can do this. And then it just became, again,
Okay.
smaller things. Oh, I can do 2.5 miles. Should I try going
Little
longer,
more,
a little more? And then I was like, oh, now I have to do a race now that I'm running. So, of course, I went a little bit overboard in the beginning. I immediately had an injury because I was running too much. But then I learned to manage that again. I think I told you, I love gathering information, doing research. So I did all my research on running. How should I train my body to run faster, to be able to...
Okay.
So I was very particular about my timing also. If I finished a race, I usually do half marathons. So
Okay.
how can I improve my timing? How can I get faster?
Oh.
What should I be eating? what runs should I be doing? And then I just got...
So all the research was done.
Yeah,
towards, after you started doing
after
it.
I started, and then
Yeah.
I got hooked onto it. I think in the first 2 years I might have done 15 half marathons. But
Wow.
within 2 years I did my first marathon also.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
How much can you walk? Like longest? Do you remember? And what's the longest you've been able to walk?
Walk.
Yeah.
Walk.
No, not walk, sorry,
run.
run. Yeah.
So that's the marathon
Yeah, so
distance,
this is-
26.2 miles.
Okay. So that's
yeah.
wow, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome. So that means the full is double of it. So like
Yes,
52,
yes.
52,
No.
56
Full is 26.2. A
Okay.
half marathon is 13.1.
13. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
26.2.
Okay.
Yeah, I do aspire to do a 50 miler,
Okay.
which is ultras. Anything above is ultra running.
Okay.
So
All right.
I don't seem to have enough time now because it requires training.
Training, okay.
Half marathons is still okay. I can do it without training too.
Yeah.
But even a marathon distance for sure requires training, especially if you're particular about your timing and all.
Yeah.
That you want to get it. You have
Yeah.
a goal time in mind, then you have to train.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. And and you said you're doing it 5 days a week,
Yes,
but you're giving it 2-day break, so kind of
Yes,
relax
because
your muscles.
one day I do a long run, which is anything upwards of 9 miles. So if it is between 9 to 13 miles if I run, then I have to rest the next day.
Yeah,
You can't
okay.
do two long runs. After the
Okay.
long run, you do have to take a rest. And in between also, after 3 days of continuous running, which is one day, 1 or 2 days might be training also. So they are harder runs, it's
Okay.
hard on me, on the body. So it'll be a tempo run, which is you have to sustain
Okay.
You have to sustain the running at a higher than easy pace.
Okay.
So you do need to take a rest after
Do you
that.
need to
so
take
generally 2 days at least goes
So you
in
do
rest.
you've done your research on it. That way you know like the process, right?
Yes, yeah.
For anyone who wants to start running, let's say, so you do your research first because it could otherwise
If you're just doing easy, it's still okay. Yeah, but there are certain principles in terms of how much you run, and some people find it harder to run very long distances at a go. So I tell them that, keep it run for 4 minutes, walk for a minute, run again for 4 minutes. That way you'll train your body you will keep running, but at least because of those breaks, you'll be able to catch your breath. You'll give yourself some rest.
Okay.
You'll find that over time, then, your body is a great, machine.
Okay.
It learns. Once you put some stress on it, it'll realize that, your muscles and your bones, everything will try to become stronger to support what you're
Okay.
doing, right?
All right.
So if you're not able to do too long also, then there are strategies to work work around that. Or once you're able to do it, then gradually increase the pace, the distance that you're running, and all that. Yeah.
So does it also need like weights? Do you carry weights also while you're running, or no?
I don't.
Okay, so for running you don't need to
you
do
don't
weights.
It's running is a good full body exercise, because your arms
even
are also
even the
moving.
core and everything gets
You do I do strength training specifically. I don't do probably enough of it. I should maybe do more now, but there are body weight exercises and all that you do to strengthen your cores, and then specifically targeted muscles, etc.
Okay.
And then warm-ups, cool downs are also important to prevent injuries and all that.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's I'm so proud of you. This is I didn't know that it was 5 days a week, and it was like all these marathons you have been running. I knew you were running, but I didn't know this was going to that level, professional level.
No, not really professional. It is still amateur.
Still,
but
but it's pretty
I
good.
do it. I'm glad that I enjoy it so much, and it works out for my fitness too.
Yeah.
So I love my long runs. I like to tell people that it's like my meditation, and my I get into a zone after the first 3 miles or something.
Okay.
And then I love being outdoors, so I will run at any time of the day. That's why I'm tan most of the time, because I'll run in the middle of the day if I get tired.
If you're into that
Yeah. And if I don't run for some time, life many times gets busy, then it makes me a little restless. And if I run, then it keeps
calms you down.
Calms you down. It actually gives me more energy. My husband jokes that the day you run, you seem to have more energy. You come back and do cooking and everything. It energizes me.
Oh, really?
So I feel like
that is interesting.
I feel like if I run, then I maintain my sanity.
Otherwise, that is I think that's I think each one of us has something that they do. Okay, this is what I.
Yes, this is like your me time, right?
Yeah.
Some way I know. So
your own.
Like to. It's like my own time, which is going to help me deal with everything.
Yeah, not like. Like in my case, I would say, I would just probably watch a movie. That's my me time. But again, there's no. I feel like fitness in the last few years, fitness has been, it's people are sharing about it. Why is it important? And growing up in India, we were just it was all education, and there was not too much, but. Maybe even now it's worldwide. I think even in India, everywhere in the world, everyone's talking about fitness, right? There's so many gyms now. Wherever you go, there's small gyms and there's big gyms and every fitness centers, right? All over the world now, right? So it's globally, I think people are working out more, and everyone has like yoga or some dancing or like some sort of weight training and Zumba and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this is good because it's flexible. Like you can go anytime.
Yeah, all you need is a good pair of running shoes. You don't need to buy any membership.
Yeah.
You can do it whenever you want. You are not dependent on anything.
Yeah, and there's no fixed timing, right? You can walk anytime, morning, evening, afternoon.
It's like walking too. And it's a full body exercise too. Of course, with age specifically, you do need to do, some strength training to keep your muscles also strong. But otherwise it is. And interestingly, I know in the other talk I was talking about it. That is one of the things I've learned from running. Because the marathon, especially the marathon, half marathon, not so, but both of them. Because it's however long you do it, when you're racing, it's still a hard thing you're doing, because you're pushing your body to do more than you can. That's why when you're practicing, you never do your race time. You don't run that usually, because that is a challenge. So the things I talked about, keeping your eye on the goal and breaking it down, that literally happens so literally when you're running, because you think that, oh my God, 13 miles, but then you said, okay, let me get through what pace can I maintain to get to the next mile or next 3 miles? And
so
then it's just breaking it down, and then before you know it, you've done it.
Wow.
So you stay focused on executing it. I feel like after I started running, these were some lessons I kind of learned that, don't get daunted by the end goal or something. If you break it down into, smaller
smaller milestones,
it is totally doable. And it's also a question of mind over matter, Sometimes if it's in your mind that you can't do it, but you can still push through it and you have the will to do it, it will happen.
So it kind of, it's walking also helped you with your new venture in a way, because you had that same principle applied. Both the things help each other.
Even at work, I would think that, I think I became a much more, effective person and much more confident person after I started running and achieved goals there. And I said, this is, other things are also doable as long as you think of it in that terms.
That's true.
As long as you think of it in that terms.
That's true. That's awesome. I'm actually very proud of you. And someday
I'll take you running. I've thought about it once. Maybe I should put it into action. Is to create a women's running group and then get together.
Let's do it. Maybe let's do it. Maybe a shorter one first. And, advices on what shoes to buy, and we can all get those shoes. Because some of us have fancy shoes, but we don't know if that
you should definitely get the right kind of shoes.
That's awesome. And I think we all have different ways, but again, you can see what your body if someone wants to try, it's not a bad idea. But again, it should work with your body. That's important.
And you should like it. Some people just find it boring. It is.
You
just keep going and going.
Right? And some people it can hurt their ankles or their knees. But absolutely. You have to consult if the body is telling you it's not good, then you listen to it.
That's true for all kinds of exercise, right? Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. And maybe do it for a short time and see if everything is okay, and then maybe a little bit longer. Right? Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Sanjana, for having me.
And I really enjoyed that conversation, and definitely I'm going to try it one day.
I'm going to hold you to it. I keep pinging you. Are you ready, Sanjana?
Are you ready today?
Are you ready to try it out?
No, definitely. That would be exciting. And who knows? That could be my go-to thing also, right? Thanks, Meena. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjana, for having me.
If you want to talk about anything at all, then you know who to call. Just tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Just tell Sanjana.